Welcome back. You're watching ILFL Soccer Night with myself, Kamruz Zaman. I've got Az and Rash who have joined me on the panel tonight. For those of you who missed the first segments, if you take a look at the screen, these were the results of the games. Just to quickly recap, Hawk and Eagle versus London Tigers was 1-0 to Hawk and Eagle. Redcoat versus PYO was 2-2. And the quarter-final of the Champions Cup was Northumberland Park 2, Ace 2. Ace won that 4-2 on penalties. Roving Reporters lost narrowly to Bromley 4-5, and Shakespeare won against Al Huda 3-2. The preliminary round of the Interleague Challenge Cup, there's only 4 teams in it, and the results are Bedet 1, AMY 4, Stepney B 1, and the Brazilian Boys 3. This is the league table as things stand. We'll very quickly summarize, Rash. Stepney, they keep calling themselves the vets team. We know it's a mixture of youth and experience there, but they're doing remarkably well.
They're doing remarkably well, to be honest. Every season we've been saying that for the last 3-4 years, but what they have is they know how to grind out results. So credit must be given to Stepney for, I don't think they expected to be top of the league this year, but they know how to grind out results. They've got the experience and that's keeping them there. But how long for? Because I think reach out still, in my opinion. Ace also, with a game in hand, can catch up.
Ace are in the prime spot, really, with a game in hand.
And they're looking good. Yeah, they're on the forefront in or even in the cup competitions. They're still there, so they're looking lively. So I still think either reach out or Ace could be surprise Stepney in the coming weeks.
And as we discussed, the bottom 3 are Hawk and Eagle, Kamruz and Tigers.
Yep, and we've also got a game in hand as well. I know London Tigers have got a game in hand as well, but it helps us regarding St Catherine's as well. We win that game in hand as well. It just pushes us above relegation.
Great, and if we can go back on the screen again. So this is the first division, and as you mentioned in the first segment, Rash, Redcoat are looking pretty solid and strong to go up to the Premiership. Are they ready and equipped, do you think?
I think they are, because what they've done this season and even last season, they've changed their mentality, they've changed their approach of recruiting players, whereas before they stuck to just local players. Now they've gone out the comfort zone and recruit a lot of players that meet the requirements. So they're looking for the challenge for Premiership. They're up for it. So I think they'll adjust easily on the Premiership.
Good stuff. And okay, this is the upcoming fixtures for this Sunday, which is the 5th of February. That's a local derby, Beaumont versus Bromley. That should be a nice game. Robin Hood Tigers and Hawk and Eagle. Let's hope Hawk and Eagle do the business again this Sunday. And then, we've got the current champions, London Tigers, playing the current top of the league, Stepney. Really, Tigers need something out of this game, don't they?
This is it. This is a decider, because a defeat for Tigers will, for me, in my opinion, will say, you know what, you're more or less relegated, because I think they only have a few more weeks left, so I can't see them gaining points. So must win again. We said that last week, but for them,
said that, but it's also a confidence booster as well. You lose that game, like you said, your confidence level goes down. You win that game, it gives you a little bit of fight.
Hope and chance.
Yeah, exactly.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, talking of Tigers, I don't think it's wholly the results that's put them at the bottom. They've made a few mistakes and a couple of forfeits, which obviously have lost them 6 points. So
but again, it's
telling, really, isn't it?
It comes down to taking responsibility. Management
really.
It's down to yourself, because you're in charge. You're responsible for the team's success and failure. So unfortunately, we can only defend them to a certain point. Then they have to take responsibility and take it on their shoulder and accept. It's in their hands where you end up. Even if you're successful, you take credit. And unfortunately, when you fail, you have to take the same credit as well.
Okay, on to the first division. If we can go back on the screen again, please. We can see that Bedet are playing Bow, again a local derby. Esprit are taking on AMY. PYO are playing Arsenal. Stepney B are playing Redcoat. Is enough game for Stepney? Redcoat rather, against Stepney B?
Well, Redcoat, I think they're now in the comfort position, so they can afford to rest players. They can afford to try out new players, because with the lead they have in the league, it's in their hands. So again, for Stepney B, it's challenging to play against Redcoat, because they're a formidable side in Division 1 at the moment of time.
Okay, and as you discussed, can we go back on the screen again, please? As you discussed in the last segment, another big clash coming Sunday, Reach Out versus Mile End. Reach Out, one of the highest scoring teams in our league, and Mile End are one of the favourites in the.
This is a must-see match for people to watch. You see quality, because Myland are doing so well in the Hackney Leighton League. They're one of the top sides from Hackney, and they are, to be honest, favourites to win this Champions Cup. Reach are very successful.
So we've got Bromley.
Okay. So Bromley is the home team, playing the winners of Ace or Redcoat.
Wow.
Interesting.
Next one, please, Az.
Okay, who's going to have the home draw? Burdett's.
Badet, the other surviving first division team in the cup still, and they'll be taking on.
Here we go. So we've got Bromley.
Okay. So Bromley is the home team, playing the winners of Ace or Redcoat.
Wow.
Interesting.
Next one, please, Az.
Okay, who's going to have the home draw? Burdett's.
Badet, the other surviving first division team in the cup still, and they'll be taking on
Should be Moment.
the mighty Beaumont, a very good caliber cup competition team. So really, that should be a match for Badet to see how they do in the Premiership when they take on the likes of Beaumont. So if you can recap the draw, please, Rash.
Yeah, the first game is obviously Bromley versus the winners of Ace versus Redcoat, and the second semi-final is Burdett versus Beaumont. Now, I think, to be honest, on paper, I think all the teams would prefer Burdett being the Division 1 side, if you look at from Bromley's or Beaumont's perspective.
Likewise, Redcoat.
And Redcoat, because what it is, Ace versus Redcoat is not a foregone conclusion. Because I know they had a fixture a couple of weeks back, because of the frozen pitch they had to postpone, and Redcoat were actually winning 1-0. They're up for the challenge, and I think it'll be a match in then to play Bromley. And Bromley are doing quite well in the cup as well, and they're again established, well-experienced side. So I think that first fixture, semi-final, should be a clash, regardless of who comes through from Ace or Redcoat.
Bromley, of course, as we heard before, they're still in the running in the Champions Cup, and they're one of the previous winners of the.
They were actually one of the first.
Pedigree.
They won the first Champions Cup the first year when we won it. So they've got the experience again. Again, similar to Beaumont and Bromley, they're quite successful in cup competitions. So they know how to win those competitions. So we'll see what happens when the fixtures come.
Interesting.
Okay, and the next draw is the Interleague Challenge Cup. So this is a quarter-final that will take place on the 26th of February. And again, like before, if Az picks up the home draw, I'll pick up the away draw, and Rashid can make the notes.
Sure.
Okay, so the first team out of the draw is, speaking of the Devils, Redcoats.
They're a popular team today, aren't they, Redcoat?
Well, they've got a chance of going for the treble, the league and the two cups.
Okay, and Redcoat will be taking on FC Phoenix.
FC Phoenix, just for the viewers, is a team from Barnet League, which have joined in the Challenge Cup. So they're represented from the Barnet League.
Great.
Okay, so the second home draw is Bow.
And Bow will be taking on PYO.
Wow.
It's a first division clash. They faced each other once at least already this season, so good luck to both teams there.
Third home draw is AMY.
And they will be facing Esprit from the same division once again.
Couple of juicy games there.
Yeah. And the last draw, please, Az.
Arsenal.
Can you take a guess, who's left?
That should be the Brazilian boys,
Okay.
because they won yesterday from Yeah.
Brazilian boys from the Hackney Leighton League. Okay, so that concludes the quarter-final draw of the Interleague Challenge Cup. Rash, if you could do the honours of recapping,
Yep.
please, thank you.
The first fixture is Redcoat versus FC Phoenix. FC Phoenix from the Barnet League. Bolt versus PYO. AMY versus Spirit. And Arsenal versus Brazilian boys from the Hackney Leighton League.
All the fixtures that we're drawing now will be posted, obviously, on email and the website as well. And the last one, but not least, is the big one, Interleague Champions Cup. So same again as if you can give it a shuffle and draw the first home team.
Sure.
Interleague Champions Cup will be taken again on the 5th of March, same as the League Cup.
Okay, so the first home team is either Reach Out or Myland.
And the winners of Reach Out versus Myland will be taking on Ace.
Another juicy one potentially.
All these draws will be great because they're all obviously cream of the crop, so every game is a juicy one.
Right, so the second home team is Shakespeare.
A team from Hackney Leighton League.
And Shakespeare, if my memory is correct, should be taking on
Should be
the winners of the first Champions Cup, which is our very own Bromley. So Rash, if you can do a recap of the Champions Cup.
Yep. Semi-final,
semi-final,
the
please.
first fixture obviously is the winners of Reach Out versus Myland, which takes place this coming Sunday. We'll play against Ace, who won yesterday, and Shakespeare. The second semi-final is Shakespeare versus Bromley.
Okay, good luck to all four teams for the Champions Cup, and let's see who can go all the way and enjoy the bragging rights of being called the best local team. Okay, now on to the TVL, the Veterans League, as is fondly known. I think the Veteran League is growing at such a pace that sooner or later it will overtake maybe the main league.
The way it's going, because obviously this season we are on 24 teams, and to consider where we start from 8 to 24 in a matter of 4 years, it's a massive. And not only that, last week, obviously the first week, we're using 4 pitches. I didn't know which match to watch because at 8 o'clock, it's brilliant to watch because everyone's know the system now. And the 4 matches are played at the same time, 8 o'clock, 8:40, 9:20. You're spoiled for choices to watch a certain game. So I was going around watching bits of here, bits over there. So it's brilliant how it's developed, you know, with 4 fixtures being played at the same time, 24 teams, 3 divisions, and we still have scope to increase by another 3 or 4 teams in the next coming league.
Well, let's go straight into the results of last Thursday. So the Veterans League run in partnership by the ILFL and Sonali Atit. So if we look at the Premiership results for last Thursday, a lot of the scores, as you can see, are very, very close. That's the quality of the Premiership in that league. Abahani Vets 0, Weavers Vets 0, London Tigers 1, Stepney Legends 0, Mohammedan Vets 1, Bowman Masters 0, Sire Vets 0, Bromley Legends 1. Scores only a couple of years ago were 12-0, 5-0, 8-0. Rashid, now it's very, very tight. It's anyone's game, isn't it?
Yeah, even before the fixture start, I think Bromley Legends and Sire probably thought they have got the upper hand with the experience, with the squad and with the way they've been playing in recent seasons. But it goes to show on the day, Bromley surprised Sire Vets by winning the game. Even Mohammed Vets, they weren't fully prepared against a very resilient Bowman Masters. Although Bowman Masters had most of the possession, most of the chances, Mohammed just needed one chance, one header, and that was it. They were shorter players, they had no keeper, yet they came successful 1-1-0.
It was the same for London Tigers. London Tigers on that Thursday was one of the weakest teams yet, and the Stepney was probably the strongest team I've seen in that Premiership.
Yeah, I know, because Russell did say it was a smash and grab from London Tigers. They dominated, whereas Tigers managed to do the most important thing is to score that one goal. But with Premiership, it's very tight. The 1 or 2 goals can make a huge difference. It's very hard to come back for a 2-0 or 1-0, and I don't think we're going to get too many high scores in the Premiership.
No, I don't think either. And I mean, this is good for football, really. The quality has to be good rather than the score lines being massive. Okay, let's move on to the First Division results. And if you take a look at the screen, Revive, again, some very close score lines. Revive Legends 0, G7 FC, a new team 1, St. Catherine's Vets 3, FC Bandhu nil. Is that result standing?
No, we had a query. Unfortunately, that will be changed by tomorrow because, unfortunately, one of the players that was used by St. Catherine's was not registered, and as per league rules, that will be changed.
That's,
so
that's going to be an FC Bandhu
FC
win then?
Yeah, and they'll get the 3 points.
Okay, and the final game was Workhouse Vets nil, ELS Vets 1. Again, as your own team takes part in that division, very close results. You haven't played the first game. You will do this Thursday. Looking forward to it?
Absolutely, absolutely. But not looking forward. Just looking at those results there, it's interesting what you're saying because G7 were actually saying, you know, to Nano about how they're going to try to blitz it. So it's interesting how they've actually just won 1-0. Yeah. We're not sure how
it's not that easy, is it? The Vets League is actually quite tough.
Exactly, exactly. I did mention about in terms of St. Catherine's as well. I said it'll be interesting to see how they actually deal with dropping from the Premiership as well. I mean, it's a shame they've lost the points, but I will still say that they are potential to actually favourites, one of the favourites to actually
I think so. They're a good side. They just have that topsy-turvy, you know, momentum where they up one day and down one day and so forth.
Exactly.
But if they can keep their form, they are a good team.
Definitely. And the other team as well, the other game, it's quite a shock to me actually, because I actually thought Workhouse would actually win because they blitzed the second division really, really well.
But ELS are a very good side. A lot of people don't realize unless you watch them. I've seen ELS play.
They're technical, aren't they?
They're very technical. You can't get the ball off them. They pass around all day and they don't even score. They go to your area, they don't score. They're a very good side. And Workhouse did play them on 3 occasions last season, and I think they beat them once out of 3 occasions. But ELS is a very interesting side, very good side to watch. Workhouse, obviously, I'm sure they'll be disappointed, but this is a long season, so
it is a long season. Yeah. 14 games in the league and then the cup games. Okay, if we take a look at the screen again, onto the second division, and we can see a bit more variety of results. I suppose this is the division. This is the division where people just sort of get involved, take part, have a bit of fun, and if they obviously do well, they come up to the next level. So, okay, Bowman Masters B5. Workhouse Elites, which is the reserve for Workhouse, nil. Hawken Eagle Vets B2, Cyrus B2, London Legends 3, East FC nil, Riverside Vets B2, E1 Legends 2. There's a few new teams there, Rush.
The team I was watching, again, we were sport of choices. I wanted to watch London Legends because they came to our show, and obviously they said about the history, etc. But I'm quite surprised, to be honest, the players that were playing for that side, because there's 4 or 5 of them actually played for Premiership sides in our Vets League. So the team they have at the moment of time playing in the second division, the caliber of players they got, they are the team to beat for me. I know it's early days, but they're very good side because they got players from players that used to play for Abu Hani, for Mohammedan Vets, from other teams, and some of them are very good, technically very good sides. So 3-0 for East FC, another new team, but they're a bunch of friends. They're not a established side or established football team, whereas London Legends, they've been training, they've been playing, they play weekdays football for the last 10-15 years apparently. But the quality of players are very good, so I'll be very surprised not to see them win the league.
Yeah, I saw them play as well. I saw little clips of them as well, and I saw one of their goals they scored was from a corner. That's very rare as well in this league.
The strike is very good, the subs are very good, the management is structured, sharp. They look organised, they look disciplined, so they're the team for me in Division 2.
Totally agree.
London Legends a team to look forward to. As very quickly, just to pick on something, I see that Hawken Eagle have a Vets B team.
We do.
4 or 5 subs every week on a Sunday, a reserves team for the Vets. So away from the performance and the results, something must be very good at the back end and the management side of things for you to be at that stage.
Well, we've got a very strong management committee members. We know most of who they are, yourself, myself, Nano, Kois and Rahat as well. You need a backbone. We've got a really good backbone, and we're just there to support players. We've built a structure for players to come and play, enjoy themselves. And I think, you know, the formula that we've created, you know, a couple of years ago is actually now working. It takes time. I think we were seeing, like, you know, some of the struggles we were having in terms of performances and results. But now you can see us 2 teams in Vets, 1 team in the Open Age as well, plus, you know, other tournaments like UK BFC as well. So we are just growing and growing now, and it's just getting better and better, in my opinion.
Good, good. Okay, on to the league tables for the TVL. And as you can see on the screen, we've got the Premiership table there. It's early stages, but, you know, we can see the likes of London Tigers, which are probably one of the favourites. Mohammed and the new teams there at the top. Bromley just obviously got promoted, sitting on top on on sort of alphabetical order, really. The three teams on 0 points are Beaumont, Masters, Stepney and Sire. But it's a long, long season. That division, for it to be turned upside down, will not take more than a week or two. So we look forward to the coming weeks. On to the first division, St. Catherine's. Well, that's going to change now because those points will be expunged. So we see that ELS Vets and G7 will be sitting at the top on 3 points, and then the rest are all on 0. 0, shouldn't that be 1? Some of those, I think there's a mistake there. Hawk and Eagle should be on 1 point. Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll rectify that anyway. And then finally, the second division league table stands as Beaumont Masters and the impressive London Legends sitting on 3 points. Then you've got the rest on 1 point, and 2 at the bottom sitting on 0 points, really. We haven't got much time left, so we need to quickly wrap up the upcoming fixtures. So for 2nd of February, this coming Thursday, the Premiership fixtures are as Beaumont Masters versus Sire Vets, Bromley Legends versus London Tigers Vets, Mohammedan Vets versus Abahani Vets, Weavers Vets versus Stepney Legends. And in the first division, we've got ELS Vets versus Riverside Vets, FC Bondu versus Revive Legends rather, G7 FC versus Hawk and Eagle Vets, St. Catherine's Vets versus Workhouse Vets. Just quickly on that, as first game of the season against an allegedly tough team, how are you looking forward to that game?
Excited. We've got a couple of more new recruitments as well who are going to add a bit more strength, stability in our team as well. So yes, very, very excited regarding that team. And then we could actually see, and you know, I could talk about it, see how good G7
I think that's the team we need to watch, because last Thursday we were playing at the same time they were playing, so we can watch them, because that was the team I wanted to watch. But I'm glad I watched London Legends, and G7 was the next team to watch. So next Thursday, G7 will be watching you.
We'll talk about them.
Right, if we divert our attention back to the screen again, the second division fixtures stand as E1 Legends versus London Legends, East FC versus Hawk and Eagle Vets B, Riverside Vets B versus Beaumont Masters B, Workhouse Elites versus Sire Vets B. It's very difficult reading these names with all these vets and, and so forth. Rash, as I understand, you scored your first 2 goals for Hawk and Eagle Vets last week. Are you looking forward to scoring some more goals this week?
To be honest, we said that, you know, in Division 2 is just to enjoy and participate. Playing against the Sire Vets B, they were the favourites, and they were 2-0 up. For us to come back 2-all was very impressive, and a credit to the team. We gave everything we had, and we enjoyed. I think that's the main thing, and so credit to the team for participating and enjoying themselves afterwards. Regardless of the score, even if we lost, we would still enjoy ourselves.
Definitely.
Well, that's what the whole Vets and the TVL ethos is based on, isn't it? It's participation, enjoyment, and social gathering, really, where people who have been playing football for years come and meet their friends, their ex-colleagues and so forth. I was speaking to Goasbai from PYO Mohammedan.
Shoaib came last week.
Yeah, it was nice to see them, because otherwise they wouldn't be playing.
He wasn't in the scene for the last 10 years. Last Thursday he came, I saw him, even Jamal, he came, a lot of old faces turned up. And again, for some teams, it's not about winning the league, it's about participating, seeing your friends, socialising, and just enjoying yourself.
Okay, all right. Let's just finish off with the Premier Division. There's some juicy games there. Beaumont versus Sire looks like a tasty game.
I think with the Premierships, with this season, with the added extra team, you got 2 extra fixtures. So it's a long season. With the Premiership, I don't think we can actually look at. I know, yes, on paper, London Tigers Vets will be favourites, but I don't think they'll win it this season. I think other teams are looking to beat Tigers. That's why I think it was a narrow win. And other teams are recruiting. Other teams are getting stronger. So for me, it's any team out of the potential 8 that could take go for the title itself.
Totally agree. I think it's going to be a very, very tight league, this one, and it could be, again, like what I said earlier about last match decide or something like that, because it is going to be close. Just look at the results: 1-0 wins. Very, very tight in the end.
This is how the Vets League has sort of developed, hasn't it? With very open, very big score lines onto very close, very tight-knit teams, and as you rightfully say, said,
with With Premiership,
Yeah.
it's more serious. It's more organised, more competitive, and it's taken more serious. Whereas Division 1 and Division 2, you could say, you know what, the chances, the enjoying. Whereas Premiership, it's the cream. It's where everyone wants to win.
But also you have a quality there as well.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to watch a game, go and watch some of the Premiership games, and you see the qualities there as well. So,
Yeah.
the competitiveness, the qualityness, togetherness, it brings so much excitement.
Yeah.
I like the look of Stepney Legends this year. They've got a couple of new players who have made a big difference to the team. I think they should do well this year.
Certainly, I think all the 8 teams, even Weavers, in their own right, that's a question. Mohammedan Vets, I know they won against Bournemouth Masters, but I wasn't too impressed with the squad, to be honest. So unless they're looking at getting new faces or they haven't turned up last week, they may be the question mark for me. I know they won last week, but to have 7 players when not the caliber of quality for me wasn't matching. So that will be one of the key things to look out for. The other teams, I can see, on the day they can beat the teams and get points. But again, they proved a point, Mohammed, last Thursday. You don't have to be strong. If you technically play a tactically awareness of the position and sit back and defend, somebody can just sneak and goal and win 3 points.
Thank you, Rash. That's all we have time for. I'd like to thank Az and Rash for all their commentary. I'd like to thank everybody there for watching us tonight. You've been watching ILFL Soccer Night with myself, Kamruz Zaman. Good night, stay fit, stay healthy.